Cottney Attorneys and Consultants is dedicated to helping the construction industry with legal, business, and safety challenges. Welcome to this week's episode of Law Mortar with John Kenny and Trent Cottney.
I'd like to welcome everybody to another episode of Law and Mortar. We've got a very special episode today. So I'm Trent Cottney, CEO of Cottney Attorneys and Consultants. Normally we got John Kenny, CEO of our consulting group with us. John is away on business. So today we have a special guest appearance from Lee Lipniskis, who works with our consulting group. Lee, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, Trent. How are you doing?
Doing good. And for those of you that don't know Lee, I've been blessed enough to know Lee for a few years now, at least 3, 4, 5 years. She's been in the industry for a while. She worked for a roofing contractor before this, founding member of National Women in Roofing, superstar. I knew it then and feel very glad that we've got her now. So, I wanted to make sure that you guys had an opportunity to kind of hear from her. And, one of the things that we're going to do, mix it up a little bit. This is our 24th episode. Every once in a while, we're going to have guest appearances. I know you love hearing from me and, John, and we can drone on forever, but it's good to have some new blood in here. So, Lee, this week is not like any other week. There has just been a lot of work. I tell you, it's Friday right now. I don't know when you guys are listening to this, but I'm exhausted. It's been a rough week. And, one of the questions that we've been getting a lot, and one of the trends that we started to really see pick up, at least in the new year, is continued succession planning and the transition of businesses. One of the things that I think is very common within not just roofing, but all of construction are generational businesses where you've got family-owned businesses that pass from one to the next. And trust me, those things have their challenges. There's a reason I'm not in my dad's business right now. So, one of the things that we try to do both on the legal and the consulting end is to provide guidance. Okay. From the legal perspective, we've been heavily involved in a lot of real high dollar mergers and acquisitions. You probably saw some news last year. Obviously we can't kiss and tell, but rest assured that our corporate division and our tax lawyers do a great job in navigating that. But Lee, let me ask you, from a succession planning standpoint, let's say I'm a contractor listening to this and I don't know where to start. To me, it makes sense to kind of reach out to consulting on the business side and figure things out. Why don't you talk a little bit about some of the great things that you guys are doing?
Yeah, so we actually have a few clients who are going through some succession planning, whether it's family owned or companies who have multiple owners, and some of them are wanting to get out of the business. And so we're trying to figure out what's the best way to do that, whether it's dissolving a company or having them, buy out each other. We have a couple clients that are like that now.
Yeah, and that's, it can be a daunting task, but, oftentimes if you make the commitment to move forward with it, it ends up working out great, and that's the goal. Is you don't want to, it's like your will, nobody looks at it till it's too late. You want to start thinking about it now because there's only so many years you can work, right?
Right.
At the end of the day, you want to make sure that you've got that exit strategy, and you want to put the business up in a place that's going to do well for, your sons and daughters to be able to take that over. So,
Absolutely.
I really think that throughout 2021, we're going to continue to see this. And I expect that you're going to be very busy, as is consulting on this moving forward. Another big news that came out today, just yesterday, hot off the presses, Biden's stimulus package came out. It's 1.9 trillion. And a lot of different stuff in there, increased unemployment payments. There's going to be some more payments that are going to go out to families that make 75,000 and under. A lot of money that's going to state and local governments, all that kind of stuff. I got to tell you, a little bit concerned because we keep printing money. At some point, I think we're going to see some inflationary pressures. But there was huge news for contractors in that the $15 minimum wage didn't pass. Now,
Right.
for those of you that are listening to this, that, more than likely you're paying most of your crew more than that in certain places. But there are a lot of areas where that's not the case, and it could have had a detrimental impact on bringing in new people into the industry. So lack of skilled labor, still the biggest threat to the industry. Doesn't matter if it's COVID or anything else, shutdowns, whatever, it's still lack of skilled labor. So Lee, I know you were in roofing, just a few months ago you were in roofing. So
Yeah.
What out in Colorado, what is it like out there? What are you hearing? And is skilled labor still an issue out there? How's it changed?
Yeah, I think honestly, I think COVID had a big impact on that for us, especially last year where we had quarantine, COVID-19, and we didn't have any storms here last year. So Colorado's been a really tough roofing year for us. And we found that there are a lot of people who are looking for jobs. They may not be skilled laborers. So people are having to train their staff more than they normally would on a good year. Um, and then labor, skilled roofers, we have plenty. We just don't have enough work for them.
Yeah, that's kind of what I've been hearing, and it varies all over the country. Being able to
Mhm.
find specialists is still difficult in certain places, but in the areas that normally depend upon storm work, there are certain areas that are dried up. So it's
Yeah.
tough. My message to the contractors that are out there is, look to diversifying. Create those strategic relationships outside of your state so that you have the possibility to do other work. If Colorado isn't booming, Texas and Florida are. So
Mhm.
there's always opportunity to kind
Absolutely.
of think outside the box.
Yeah.
Along those lines, what something that we're tracking, and as you know, we're a data driven company, so daily I look at the stuff that's coming in the door, both from a litigation and arbitration standpoint, and material price increases and shortages continue to be an issue. Earlier this week, RCASF, which is an affiliate of FRSA, it's a South Florida affiliate, they put out a notification that they couldn't find foam for tile installment. Tile's real big down there,
Mhm.
big tile market in Broward, Dade County. So that has been a big issue because you have a lot of homeowners that are upset. And it's hard enough to manage a commercial owner, but managing a homeowner is another whole story. So COVID-19 is responsible for a lot of this, and in really one of two ways. The first way is that a lot of these manufacturers reduced production as a result of COVID-19 or had shutdowns as a result of COVID-19. And the
Mhm.
second thing is you're seeing a lot of the core components for some of these materials skyrocket. We've seen, steel obviously went up. We're seeing asphaltic based materials go up. We've had a variety of other shortages. And, Lee, what are you hearing from your consulting clients? Are there any concerns about, material prices or shortages or anything along those lines?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's definitely still an issue. Lumber prices are still pretty high. Plywood's getting even more expensive, especially here in Colorado. You talk about your fasteners in the Northeast that are still very expensive as well. So yeah, we're seeing it across the board for sure.
Yeah, and it's something that it scares me for the industry, especially from the residential side, or actually commercial too. If you're bidding in advance and it's a fixed price contract and you're not taking this into account, then you're in
Hmm.
trouble. So I put out three cotton industry updates. The second one, there is a price acceleration provision. It's free. You guys just go look it up. It's on LinkedIn, Facebook, wherever. I don't know, probably on TikTok now. Who knows? But you can look it up. It's free. Just take it there, put it in your contracts. It will save you some money, so you don't have to hire lawyers. Nobody likes lawyers, but appreciate the call for thinking of us. So, Lee, you probably are aware that we like to end every single Law and Mortar with a question. So we have
I
a
am aware.
lot of questions, but there was one question in particular that when I knew you were coming on as a guest, I wanted to save for you.
Oh
So
man.
Joanne asked us a question, and she is a women business owner, and she just got into the roofing industry. She knows about our involvement with National Women in Roofing, and her question was, how can she get more involved and find out the information that she needs to successfully grow her business? This is a common theme of stuff that we have with people starting out. They just don't know where to turn. They're scared sometimes to ask
Mhm.
people. But I know you've been involved with National Women Roofing for a very long time,
Mhm.
as our firm and myself.
Yeah.
What advice would you give Joanne?
I mean, first and foremost, you know me. I love National Women in Roofing. I've been a huge advocate for them for, I mean, as long as I can remember, since they started. Back in I think I was in Las Vegas when I first found out about them and have been involved ever since. So, definitely we have local councils all over the United States where she could look online on National Women in Roofing and see if there's a local council she can get involved in. If not, she can always call me, call John and our consulting if she needs help with her business on how to grow or figure out which avenue she wants to go down. We can always help her and give her some advice in that regard. But definitely National Women in Roofing is amazing. I was just on a Wind Down Wednesday call with a couple ladies last night where we had the Canada Council. So now we are International Women in Roofing, which is fantastic. They're great women. And it's really great to get involved. Nobody judges, nothing like that. And it's fantastic. So I'd say go to the website, check it out, see if we have a local council, and if not, get in touch with any of us and we'll try and help her out.
Yeah, I've made lifelong friends from National Women in Roofing. They're
So
all
have I.
great people, and yeah, I can't say enough great things about them. So, as always, I want to encourage our listeners to reach out to us. You can go to our website, cottonycl.com, Cottony Attorneys and Consultants. You can reach me at tcottony@cottonycl.com. Lee, how can they reach you?
They can go to our website or they can email me at lipniskis@cottonyconsulting.com. I'm always available.
All right.
Or Facebook, LinkedIn,
there you go.
Instagram,
We're
all of the
everywhere.
above.
Everywhere you need us. So
Everywhere
thank
you
you
need
guys.
us.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Stay tuned next week for Law Mortar. We're going to have another guest appearance. So that should be interesting. So stay tuned. Thank you guys.